Hello, YouTube. This is Doug Robbins. I want to kind of combine talking a little bit about Halloween ends and my latest blog post. It's called "Why Writers Are Not the Big Deal They Think They Are," whereas this one is just called something like "Writers Are Selfish." It's real quick. I'm just going to read it to you. Writing is play. It's entertainment first and foremost. Speaking as a writer, writers tend to overvalue themselves. A message in your writing does not necessarily mean you're helping others, especially writers who can support themselves through writing. Most of these writers are doing book tours to support themselves. The writing itself is selfish self support, giving back to the community or any other form of helping people, not just asking your readers for money. Inspiration is free. If your writing inspires someone and starts them on a journey to better their life or starts writing themselves, that has helped people. But just the act of writing or posting some politically biased message does not make your writing special. A reader will get far more out of a book just meant to entertain than some literary book they're bored by. And I stand by that shit because I am a writer and I've always wanted to be a writer, and I've had to take a 9 to 5 job that was, you know, teaching, let's just call it that. Um, like the Mel Gibson line where he's talking about putting a gun in his mouth. It's like, I think of a reason every single day not to do it. You know what I mean? I'd much rather be writing. I don't want to spend 7.5 hours doing that shit. But guess what? I do it, and by that, that's actually helping people because there are people that in education that are teaching these kids. Even if the kids don't appreciate it, the teachers are there. And they pointed out the other day, one of the educators there, because we're doing a summer program thing, summer camp. Education's free. They don't have disciplinary problems over in other countries. Why? Because they have to pay for their shit. And these are places, like she said, no electricity, no running water. So for a writer to beat their fucking meat and to say, oh, I'm this big fucking deal, look how I'm helping people with my writing, you ain't helping fucking shit. If you're inspiring another writer, if you're giving, making them feel, because that's what it is. You're entertainment. You know what I mean? And that's why, because a lot of people, and again, the fact is, now that we're kind of transitioning more into talking about Halloween ends, there are people like, okay, the dust has settled. Why are some people still upset and da 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 da? And again, the fact is, these are people. Again, what's Jamie Lee Curtis's track record? Jamie Lee Curtis does not like horror movies. Same thing with Linda Blair. Same thing with Brad Dourif. You know what I mean? So it's like right away, it means more to the fans than it means to the fucking actors. It's giving them a career, but they don't give a shit about this. Like John Carpenter said, I didn't want to write this crap talking about the original Halloween. I wanted to, I want to write westerns, but the western died off. What are you going to do? And yet some of you will beat his meat, jerk him off, and, follow so closely when you attack Halloween 3 because they're like, well, he hated Halloween 2. I don't give a fuck what he hated. Is he your fucking daddy? No, he just directed the fucking first Halloween. Good for him, but every other movie of his sucks dick. The Thing sucks dick. All them dumbass Snake Plissken movies. Big Trouble in Little China, Escape from New York, Escape from LA. Those all fucking suck dick. They Live suck dick. It was an okay movie, but the ending pissed me off. You know what I mean? He made Halloween. I don't give a fuck if y'all get mad. Y'all type your little angry comments. I don't give a fuck. Because if you're coming to my video and wanting to, post heat, how sad are your lives? Exactly, so shut the fuck up. Now, Halloween Ends. Went to see it with my family. Went to see 2018, Kills, and Ends. And again, on its own, Ends was all right. I'd rank it sixth in the series. Okay? But the bottom line is, it's not what a majority of the fans wanted. And again, a very, very good point is made that shit. I lost it and it's live. I don't feel like going back. Um, oh, yeah, it was just David Gordon Green saying, "You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't." Which means if you'd have given them what they wanted, they'd have bitched. Just like Halloween Kills, that's the movie that, to me, remember, they erased everything after the first one. So there's not even part two. Um, and it's kind of like the Child's Play 3 phenomenon. You guys whined and bitched that you didn't like 3, just like you whined and bitched that you didn't like Kills, and you got Ends. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't give a fuck if I'm in the minority. I will take Child's Play 3 over Bride and every other dipshit, political nonsense, Don Mancini being able to admit that he's a queer. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give two shits about that, folks. You know why people are upset? You are making millions of dollars to tell the story, and you're so fucking cavalier about the fact you didn't give us more of what we wanted. You could end Michael Myers. That's fine. You did it with H2O. But if the majority of people didn't want this, and again, Corey was probably the strength of the movie as far as a character. This was the worst. I hate H2O Lori the most. The short, dykey hair. The fact that she's calling herself Carrie Tate, moves to fucking California. I know why she does it, but it's exactly the kind of bullshit I'm talking about. Once, I heard her and Linda Carter were alcoholics and blah, blah, and people think that kind of shit helps people. And she was in her fucking movie and showing where she was battling alcoholism. Big fucking deal. I don't care about that. That movie was not that good at all. You know what I mean? Like, it had a good third act. The rest of it sucked dick. Charlie was a fucking boring, obnoxious character. Old Will with his fucking talking to breathy, that's sucky. His fucking discount George Clooney ass was annoying. Ronnie, who a lot of people seem to blow because they're sheep, he fucking sucked. I didn't like him. I'd much rather put up with Freddie, y'all. Freddie Harris, Resurrection, than I ever would fucking dipshit, baldy fuck. And I hate rap. I hate rappers. I hate rap. I hate all that stupid bullshit. But I'm just saying, Freddie was more like Julian. He was actually funny. And Julian's probably the funniest one of the three. Now, let's try to get back to some semblance to normalcy here. But Halloween Ends. Why I get worked up, why I'm pissed off. Just listening to the interviews, like, they're so smug. Like Jamie Lee Curtis, well, I'm Laurie Strode. I would know. Bitch, you don't know shit. I guarantee you, 40 years later, you know what Laurie Strode? Laurie Strode herself would be goddamn president or mayor or in the goddamn Senate somewhere. That girl was so ambitious, and the fact she was so proud of Allison in Halloween 2018, she's like, "Oh, you're in honor society, so was I." I fucking like if we were really going to stick so close to what Laurie would do, I guarantee you the real Laurie Strode one night of Havoc, that girl would have been somewhere and some CEO somewhere, some senator. She would have fucking gone places. This is Halloween, folks. This is not something to think this hardcore deep into. You know what I'm saying? But people overthink, and they overthink it in the wrong way anyway. Because people are just goofy. But you took it away. You took it the fuck away. We want Michael Myers to be strong. We want Michael Myers to be a ghost of a man. If he wants to escape at the end, that's on you. If Laurie goes out on her shield, that's up to you. And even Laurie having a happy ending is fine. But again, this is a perfect example of writers getting in their own way. Again, I don't want to let fear dictate my life. Great in a non-horror, non-Halloween, or one of those more uppity, elevated. I hate that. You can elevate my dick because I'm not going to hear anymore about elevated horror. You can suck me off on that stupid shit. You ain't elevated just because you're fucking snobby and nothing happens and the monster was on her head. That ain't elevated. I got a dick for you to elevate. Now, I can't do anything to fix this. Michael's dead. They're going to bring him back in some dumbass series. We're supposed to get all warm and fuzzy. When you are a writer, you make the rules. Absolutely. And that is the power you should take. Don't listen to some dumbass Nimrod like a dead Harlan Ellison that was an atheist fucking prick. Don't listen to Stephen King. Don't listen to any of these cocksuckers. You take the power. And I can't do a damn thing to save Halloween, but I can be inspired by it. I can practice pastiche like Quentin Tarantino, which is just stringing a bunch of other shit influences together, Frankenstein style. But I can't save Halloween. I can't save Child's Play. So what do you think you're helping? What do you think by asking for money, begging for money, the act of you writing is helping people? Now, again, we were talking about Scrooge, and again, my dad was talking about he lost his mom in 1984, and he just his best friend just lost their mom, and he went to their funeral, and he got to see, and he went to visit his mom's grave, and she died in 1984, 3 years before I was born. And he still got weepy, and it made me think of that's exactly what in Scrooge, the cab driver. That's exactly what Attila the Hun said. But when he saw his mother, Niagara Falls. Does that mean because I know Richard Donner of Omen fame wrote that in one of the Tales from the Crypt producers? And then who screenwrote it? I don't know, but I know he was the director. But does that mean I'm praising them and I'm thinking, oh, thank you? I'm not saying writing should be a thankless job, but like Kevin Nash was talking about The Undertaker, Bret Hart, motherfucker, not everything's about you. We don't write for us. You can write for yourself to make it work, to make your life work, for shit to make sense to you. But just the fact of you sitting down and it means a lot to you doesn't mean that you mean shit to other people. Because who are you really helping by telling a story? Maybe your writing, not you, yet came from you. But once it's out there, it doesn't belong to you. And what have you done? Now, that's why I think writers and actors and all these people like their faux fake philanthropy so they can feel like they're doing something because they know the art of just writing or acting isn't doing shit. They're helping themselves and it's selfish. So, thank you for listening to this fun rant, and I'll see you in the next video. Do you hear me?